Hi guys, so I'll be explaining you how we are going to create a linked list using an array. First thing we have to understand is program section. Program has three sections. First is the code section. The second is stack, and the third is the heap. When you declare a variable in a program, like int var 69, 39, something like that, this value is stored in the stack actually. One thing is that the program cannot directly access memory from the heap memory. For that we use pointers. So just giving a brush up about what is a pointer. Pointer is basically a variable that stores the address of another variable. Stores address, right? So what I mean by that is, you might know this declaration int star p is ampersand of a. What it means by that is this is a pointer. This is an integer pointer, int pointer, which is having the address of this variable a. So this is the ampersand. This is the address of operator. So what we mean by that is, let's assume this is the block for C. So this is the block P, and this is the block A, right? Let's say that this has an address 101, and obviously if this is P, so it's also a variable, so it also has some address. Let's say it is 200, something like that. So what P stores is actually the address, not the value. If you think 39, if you say A is equal to 39, means the value at A is 39, but actually what P stores is the address of this variable, which is 101. So this is just a primer. So what I told you, you understood that. Now let's move on that how we are going to create a linked list. Now one more thing I have to point out to you is that when first we have to understand the structure of a linked list. So what is a linked list? How we represent a linked list? So a linked list is, it has nodes which are interconnected to each other. Which I mean by that is, these are the nodes, and this is the head. It's a pointer. It's actually a pointer. Head. It's actually a pointer which points to the address of the first node in the linked list. Let's say I have 1, 2, and 3. And let's say the address of this is 101. It can be any random address. As an array, we had contiguous addresses, contiguous memory locations. In this, there's no need for any contiguous memory locations. So it can have any address. It's not necessarily that it will be contiguous. So it can be 202. It can be 305. So what this stores is actually, this node has two things, two fields. This is the data field, and this is the address or the next pointer, means where it points. So what it is going to actually point, it's going to point to this node. What I mean by that is, it's actually going to store the address of this node here, next pointer. This is 202, and so on. What it is going to store is the address 305. So now you know what this is going to store. This is just going to store the address 101. Simple as that. The next thing that I also got confused when I was programming how to make a linked list from an array is, let's assume we have an array 1, 2, and 3. Before that, let me tell you one thing is, if a linked list is empty, right? So the head points to null, right? Yes, obviously you know that, because head is not going to point to anything, so the linked list is empty. Now let's say we have an array 1, 2, 3. We have to make a linked list. So to make a linked list, we have to make connections like these up here, right? So for that, what we have to do is, let's say we have a node. star head. What head will be doing is what it's actually going to do. It's going to actually point to the first node in the linked list, right? So how are we going to create a node? So as I told you, if we want to access the heap memory, we have to use the operators which are there in C++, which is the new operator, and in C we have the malloc function, malloc, right? So first we have to create a new node. So new node is equal to new and then node. Then node, right? It should have a bracket, obviously. Node. So what is happening actually is, let's say this is the heap memory. And these are some memory locations. So what I've done is, I've just written this code. What it actually is doing. Let me explain you. This is the new node right here. This is the new node. What is actually happening is that it is finding a memory in the heap, and then this new node is assigned that memory, that address actually. So this new node will be pointing to this new address, this address. Now we can fill in the data of this address as it is a node address. Actually, it should be star here, node address of a node. So we can now fill the data here, which can be anything like let's say 1, obviously, from the first element, and then it is right now it's going to point to null because we can have only one element in the array. So so what we have to do, first we have done this assignment, second we have to fill in the data. So let's fill in the data. New node is equal to, let's say that array variable is r, so arr0. We have assigned the data. Then let's point to new node. Next, one second, new node next should point to null as it is the only node right now. Next should point to null, right? So now what we are going to do is we are again going to repeat this procedure. So in order to avoid this repetition, we can use a for loop for that. So what we are going to do is I'll be using a for loop, int I is equal to 1. As you know, one second. Before that, let me explain you. We are going to need another pointer, which will be last. Why we are going to use the last pointer is very necessary. I'll explain you later on. When you have done this assignment, now we have to do is head is equal to new. Head is equal to new node. Right. Basically, what is happening is that now head is pointing to this address. So where is this address? It's here. So it is actually pointing to this address. This is one thing. And then last is also equal to head. Last is also equal to head, which basically is what it means that last is also pointing to this address. Right, we are done. From that we are done. Now we have to repeat this process again if we want to create a new node and link it to the previous one. So how we are going to do that? Let's say this new node was actually new node 1. Okay, new node 1, new node 1. Now we have to create a new node again. So node, obviously we are going to do this, new node 2 is equal to new node. Now what is going to happen is that again this is new node, right? Now it's pointing to this address, let's say this address. Okay, it's this, if we say this address is 100, so this will have 100 and it will also have 100, right? And let's say this is 201, so what it's going to store is 201, right? is pointing to this new address. Let's fill in the data. So I will just write it NN2 just for the sake of the time. Data or value, you can say. 1 second. Yeah, data, I guess. Yeah. Okay, I forgot to put the data. Actually, it should be this data, right? That's done. Now, data we have to fill, like, let's say, the second element of the array R1, right? We have done that. We have filled value 2, right? Now we have what we have to do. We have to do that again. New nodes next should point to null. And one thing. Right now we assigned it null. But now I have to create a link. How are we going to create a link? We have to point this nodes next to this, right? So how we are going to do that? So for that we will do nn1 next should point to nn2. That's simple. So now what will happen is this is not going to store null, so it'll actually store the address of the second node, which will be 201, right? So we have made a link. We can go on making this link as usual, but now we are seeing a repetition. This is a repetition that we are seeing, that we have to do this repetition again and again. So for that, what we can use the for loop. But one thing I've told you, that this thing is very important. What will be happening in a for loop? I'll be explaining you. Okay, let me explain you that also. Very simple. Let's say you have assigned that. 1 second. Just let me erase it. Okay, I erased that also. My bad. It's 201. So obviously this is NN2. So for loop, we're going to use a for loop for int I equal to 1, I less than size of array. Let's say it was size I plus plus. Why I have used I equal to 1? Because first we have assigned the first value of the array to this new node, right? New node 1. And then head is also pointing to this new node, and last is also pointing to head. I explained you why these things are necessary. Now we are going to repeat that process. So node, let's say this is t, star t, new again, new keyword, node, close. Let's put in the data of this data. This will be as ith element, and then this, if this is the last node, so obviously how we are going to show that t is next should point to null. We have created a node, right? Now one thing I told you, and one thing what is happening now is, let's say we have done this assignment. So after this assignment, what is happening? Head, last is also here, and this is the first node. Right now what we have done is we have created a node, right? It is this one. Right now it's null. Now what we have done, by these three statements we have created a node, but we have also put the data. One thing, have we linked this node to this node? No, right? We haven't. So how are we going to link it? So you need to have the address, or you need to have a variable that is pointing to this node. So do we have that? Yes, we have last. Why are we not using head? Because I will explain you that also. First let me explain you why last is required, why last was required. So to point this address to this node, what we are going to do, we have to point this to this. What it means is that last next should point to this new node, t. Simple. That's what we are going to do. Last next should point to t. Now we are going to move last. By moving, what I mean is, let's say last is pointing here. This address is 101. This address is 102. Okay, so what I mean by last is last is equal to t, what is basically happening is that now last's address will contain 202. What simply means is that now last is pointing here, right? Simple. Last is going to help us create new nodes and link those previous nodes with the new nodes. So that's what last is doing. Why we have not used head? Now you know why. If we had used head, we had moved head, we will move head there, and then how will we know where's the starting of the linked list? That's why we're not changing head. So this is done. So now we have to move last, so we move last is equal to t, and this is done. We have created a linked list from an array. Let me run the code again. So we have inserted two elements in the linked list. Now we have to insert one more element, which is 3 in this array. Let me show you the array. I have been showing you for a while. So we have inserted 1 and 2 in the linked list. Now we have to insert 3. This loop has worked for I equal to 1, 0 and 1, because you see array 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the index is 0, 1 and 2, right? So size is 3. So first assignment was done, like 1 is less than 3 obviously. Now we have to do the second assignment, which is 2 is less than 3, right? Yes. So for that we again create a new node. So let's run this line. New node has been created. So this a new node has been created. Now t's data we fill in, which is a2, which is 3. Okay, I filled the data. T's next should point to null. Okay, I'm pointing into null. Then last next should point to 2, point to t. Where is last now? Last is not here actually. Last is at 2. Because of that previous loop, because when we ran for I equal to 1, the last was now pointing at 2. Now last next should point to this address. So last next will now point to t, right? We made a link. So what this is 201, and if it is 303, so this address will be 303. Now what we are doing? Now we move last to this new node. Now last will point to this node. And by so on, you can go on creating any number of linked lists from an array.